For a long time, we've heard people say that government needs to be run more like a business, okay? That's been out there for a long time. Can someone who primarily comes from a business background, who has run companies successfully as a CEO, can that person make an easy transition, Lance, from being a CEO in a business environment to being a governor?
It's a hard transition. They're not used to the scrutiny that they're going to be under in public office. Think about when Jeb Bush was first in office and he got upset with Kendrick Meek, they were doing a sit-in his office, and Governor Bush got upset, and it was on camera.
He was upset with the press. I happened to be there that day. Not so much with Senator Meek, but with the press.
It just looked bad. And Claude Kirk, when he came to Tallahassee, he was a business person. He hadn't been in politics. He brought a woman with him who he wouldn't tell her name. They called her Madam X, and it was embarrassing to her. And he didn't think about it. I mean, he was just a character. And I think that that's the biggest challenge for someone coming out of the private sector going under the spotlight in public office.
Very interesting. Any other comments about how well a CEO will make the transition to being governor?
I won't say it won't work, but there is history that it's a difficult challenge. Corazon, there's been people that have come from the business world that have gotten frustrated with, and I think Jeb may have shared a little of this, just with all the regulation, all the things you have to go through. Not government in the sunshine as much as just, you can't just make decisions and implement them immediately like you can as a CEO of a business.
You've got something called a legislature.
You have shared power, and sometimes that's frustrating. I'm not saying it can't be done.
But Scott has a unique situation in that he has a Republican legislature where the Senate President and the House Speaker are very aligned, perhaps more so than in our lifetimes, in terms of ideologically compatible with Scott. They want to move in the same direction. Jobs are the focus. And I do think Tallahassee, all of us in Tallahassee have a tendency to think this is some great mystery government and it can only be penetrated by people who have experience in government. I think Governor Bush proved that was not the case. It may have been frustrating to somebody from the private sector, but he certainly was an effective governor, whether you agreed or disagreed with his priorities, and I think Rick Scott has the potential to do the same.